The morning sun cast a golden glow over Kensington Palace as the Wales family prepared for one of the most significant days in British history. Kate Middleton stood before her ornate mirror, carefully adjusting the delicate headpiece that would complement her elegant coronation ensemble. The Princess of Wales had spent weeks working with her styling team to create the perfect look that would honor tradition while reflecting her modern sensibilities. Prince William moved through their private quarters with the practiced ease of someone accustomed to momentous occasions, yet there was an unmistakable energy about him today. As the heir to the throne, this coronation held special meaning beyond the pageantry and ceremony. He paused to straighten his ceremonial uniform, the rich navy fabric adorned with golden braiding that caught the morning light streaming through the tall windows. Down the hallway, the sound of excited chatter filled the children's wing of the palace. Prince George, now old enough to fully understand the gravity of the day, was being helped into his formal attire by his dedicated dresser. The young prince had been practicing his coronation etiquette for weeks, understanding that millions of eyes would be watching his every move. His younger siblings, Princess Charlotte and Prince Louis, brought their own unique energy to the preparations, with Charlotte displaying her characteristic poise while Louis maintained his playful spirit despite the formal occasion. The household staff moved with synchronized precision, ensuring every detail was perfect. From the carefully pressed ceremonial robes to the polished carriages waiting outside, nothing was left to chance. The family's private secretary reviewed the timeline once more, coordinating with security teams and palace officials to ensure the smooth execution of their departure and arrival at Westminster Abbey. Kate took a moment to gather her children together, speaking to them in gentle tones about the importance of the day and their role as representatives of the royal family. She reminded them of the proud tradition they were part of, while encouraging them to embrace the joy and celebration that the coronation represented for the entire nation. As the final preparations concluded, the family gathered in their private sitting room for a quiet moment together before stepping into their public roles. William and Kate exchanged knowing glances, both understanding that this day would be remembered in history books for generations to come. The weight of responsibility mixed with genuine excitement as they prepared to support the new monarch while presenting themselves as the modern face of the royal family. The sound of carriages arriving in the courtyard below signaled that it was time to depart. Palace guards stood at attention as the family prepared to make their way to Westminster Abbey, where thousands of guests and millions of viewers worldwide would witness their arrival. The anticipation was palpable as they prepared to step into the spotlight and take their place in this historic ceremony. Outside, the streets of London were already filling with spectators hoping to catch a glimpse of the royal family. Union Jack flags fluttered in the gentle breeze as crowds gathered along the procession route, creating a sea of red, white, and blue that stretched as far as the eye could see. The atmosphere was electric with anticipation and national pride. The final security checks were completed as the family prepared to leave the sanctuary of Kensington Palace and enter the public arena where their every gesture would be scrutinized and celebrated. This was more than just attending a ceremony. It was about representing the continuity of the British monarchy and the bright future that lay ahead under their eventual leadership. The ornate doors of Kensington Palace swung open as the Wales family stepped into the crisp morning air. Kate emerged first, her stunning coronation outfit immediately drawing gasps of admiration from the assembled palace staff. She had chosen a sophisticated ensemble that perfectly balanced respect for tradition with contemporary elegance, her choice of colors and accessories carefully selected to honor the solemnity of the occasion while showcasing her impeccable fashion sense. Prince William followed, cutting an impressive figure in his ceremonial uniform. The intricate details of his military dress uniform spoke to his years of service and his position within the royal hierarchy. Every medal and insignia was perfectly placed, reflecting not only his personal achievements, but also his role as a senior member of the royal family who would one day wear the crown himself. The children created their own magical moment as they appeared together. Prince George walked with newfound confidence, his formal attire making him appear remarkably mature for his age. Princess Charlotte looked absolutely radiant in her carefully chosen outfit, her natural grace evident in every step. Young Prince Louis brought smiles to everyone's faces, his excitement barely contained despite the formal setting, reminding everyone that beneath all the ceremony, this was still a family sharing an extraordinary experience together. The waiting carriages gleamed in the morning sunlight, their polished surfaces reflecting the grandeur of the occasion. The horses, magnificent creatures bred specifically for royal ceremonies, stood patiently as their ornate harnesses were given final adjustments. The coachmen, dressed in traditional livery, took their positions with the dignity and expertise that came from years of serving the royal household. As the family approached their carriage, Kate paused to adjust Charlotte's outfit, a tender motherly gesture that humanized the grandeur of the moment. William placed a reassuring hand on George's shoulder, sharing a private word of encouragement that spoke to their close father-son relationship. These intimate family moments, captured by the carefully positioned photographers, would become some of the most treasured images of the historic day. The journey through London streets began with a gentle motion as the carriage pulled away from Kensington Palace. The family settled into their seats and the reality of the moment began to sink in. Through the carriage windows, they could see the crowds lining the streets, thousands of people who had risen early and traveled from across the country to be part of this historic celebration. The route to Westminster Abbey had been carefully planned to maximize the public's opportunity to see the royal family while ensuring security and timing requirements were met. As they traveled through the heart of London, the sheer scale of the public's enthusiasm became apparent. Every window was filled with faces, every rooftop had spectators, and the streets themselves were a river of people all united in celebration. Kate waved gracefully to the crowds, her genuine warmth evident in her interactions with the public. She had mastered the art of royal engagement, connecting with people through her expressions and gestures while maintaining the dignity expected of her position. William, too, acknowledged the crowds with the confident ease of someone born to public life. Yet his appreciation for the people's support was clearly genuine. The children responded to the crowds with their own unique personalities shining through. George maintained his composure while clearly taking in every detail of the extraordinary scene around him. Charlotte waved enthusiastically, her natural charm winning hearts along the route. Louis pressed his face to the carriage window, his wonder at the spectacle providing delightful moments that captured the public's imagination. As they drew closer to Westminster Abbey, the atmosphere became even more charged with anticipation. The ancient building stood majestically ahead, its Gothic spires reaching toward the sky, ready to host another chapter in the long history of British royal ceremonies. Westminster Abbey loomed magnificently before them as their carriage approached the historic venue. The ancient stones of the abbey had witnessed centuries of royal ceremonies, from weddings to coronations, and today they would add another golden chapter to their storied history. The building itself seemed to pulse with anticipation, its towering architecture creating a breathtaking backdrop for the day's events. The area surrounding the abbey buzzed with controlled activity as officials, security personnel, and media representatives took their designated positions. Television cameras from around the world were strategically positioned to capture every angle of the royal family's arrival, ensuring that this moment would be broadcast to millions of viewers across the globe who were unable to witness the ceremony in person. As their carriage drew to a halt, the Wales family could see the distinguished guests already gathering within the abbey grounds. World leaders, dignitaries, members of various royal families, and representatives from across the Commonwealth had traveled to London specifically for this momentous occasion. The guest list read like a who's who of international politics and royalty, all united in their presence to witness this historic coronation. Prince William stepped down from the carriage first, immediately taking his position to assist his family's emergence. His movements were fluid and confident, the result of years of public appearances and ceremonial training. He extended his hand to Kate, who gracefully accepted his assistance while managing her elegant outfit with the skill of someone well-versed in formal occasions. Kate's arrival created an immediate stir among the gathered crowd and media. Her outfit choice had been kept secret until this moment, and the reveal did not disappoint. Every element of her ensemble had been carefully considered, from the color palette that honored both tradition and modernity to the accessories that paid tribute to royal history, while establishing her own distinctive style. Fashion experts and royal watchers would spend days analyzing every detail of her coronation look, The children's emergence from the carriage provided some of the day's most endearing moments. Prince George stepped out with remarkable composure, his young face serious with concentration as he remembered his ceremonial duties. His transformation from playful child to junior royal was evident in his careful movements and attentive demeanor, showing that he understood the significance of the role he was born to fulfill. Princess Charlotte followed with her characteristic blend of confidence and charm. Her outfit complemented the family's coordinated look, while allowing her personality to shine through. She paused momentarily to take in the grandeur of Westminster Abbey, her eyes wide with wonder at the scale and beauty of the ancient building that would host the ceremony. Prince Louis, the youngest member of the family, brought his own special energy to the arrival. While maintaining appropriate behavior for the formal occasion, his natural curiosity and enthusiasm were impossible to hide completely. His presence reminded everyone watching that, beneath all the ceremony and protocol, this was fundamentally a family experience shared on a grand public stage. Palace officials moved smoothly into action, coordinating the family's movement from their carriage to the Abbey entrance. Every step had been rehearsed and planned, yet there remained an organic quality to their interactions that spoke to their genuine family bonds. The children stayed close to their parents, drawing comfort and guidance from William and Kate's reassuring presence. The sound of church bells filled the air, their ancient bronze voices calling across London to announce the royal family's arrival. The melody carried centuries of tradition while celebrating this new chapter in British royal history. Citizens throughout London paused in their daily activities to listen to the bells, connecting them to this momentous occasion even if they couldn't witness it firsthand. As they approached the Abbey's entrance, the Wales family represented both continuity and change within the British monarchy. They embodied the traditions that had sustained the institution for generations, while also reflecting the modern values and accessibility that would guide its future. Their arrival at Westminster Abbey marked not just their attendance at a coronation, but their emergence as the new generation of royal leadership. The great doors of Westminster Abbey opened to reveal the breathtaking interior that had been transformed for the coronation ceremony. Centuries of history seemed to whisper from every stone archway and stained glass window as the Wales family stepped across the threshold. The ancient building had been carefully prepared for this moment, with magnificent floral arrangements and ceremonial decorations that honored both tradition and the significance of the new reign beginning today. Inside the Abbey, the atmosphere was electric with anticipation. Distinguished guests rose from their seats as the royal family made their entrance, the rustling of formal attire and gentle murmur of recognition creating a symphony of respect and excitement. The seating arrangement had been meticulously planned, with each guest positioned according to protocol while ensuring optimal views of the ceremony for all attendees. Kate moved with serene confidence through the Abbey, her presence commanding attention not through ostentation, but through her natural grace and dignity. Every eye followed her progress as she navigated the ancient aisles, her outfit creating stunning visual harmony with the Abbey's Gothic architecture. The way light filtered through the stained glass windows seemed to illuminate her path, creating an almost ethereal quality to her movement through the sacred space. Prince William walked beside his family with the bearing of someone who understood that he was not merely attending the ceremony but preparing for his own future coronation. His familiarity with Westminster Abbey, the site of his own wedding years earlier, was evident in his comfortable navigation of the space. Yet there was something different in his demeanor today, a recognition that this coronation ceremony marked a significant step closer to his own destiny as king. The children's behavior inside the Abbey showcased their remarkable adaptation to formal royal occasions. Prince George walked with measured steps, his eyes taking in every detail of the magnificent surroundings while maintaining the composure expected of his position. His understanding of ceremonial protocol had clearly advanced significantly, reflecting the careful instruction he had received in preparation for such occasions. Princess Charlotte's natural poise served her well in the Abbey's grand setting. She moved with unconscious elegance, her presence adding a touch of youthful brightness to the ancient surroundings. Her ability to maintain appropriate behavior while clearly enjoying the experience demonstrated the careful balance the royal family had achieved in raising their children to embrace their roles while remaining authentically themselves. Young Prince Louis provided moments of genuine warmth that softened the ceremony's formal atmosphere. While maintaining good behavior appropriate for the sacred setting, his natural curiosity about the abbey's magnificent architecture and the gathering of so many important people was endearing to observe. His presence reminded everyone that royal families, despite their unique circumstances, share the same joys and challenges of raising children as families everywhere. The royal family took their designated seats in a position of honor that reflected their status while providing them with an excellent view of the ceremony about to unfold. The seating arrangement had been carefully considered to balance protocol requirements with family dynamics, ensuring that William and Kate could easily attend to their children's needs while fulfilling their ceremonial duties. As they settled into their seats, the Wales family became part of a congregation that represented the diversity and reach of the modern Commonwealth. Around them sat heads of state, religious leaders, military commanders, and representatives from every corner of the globe, all united in witness to this historic moment. The international presence underscored the global significance of the British monarchy and its enduring influence in world affairs. The Abbey's magnificent acoustics carried the sounds of final preparations throughout the ancient space. The gentle shuffle of feet, the quiet conversations of distinguished guests, and the subtle adjustments of ceremonial elements all contributed to the building anticipation. Every person present understood that they were about to witness history in the making, a coronation that would be remembered and referenced for generations to come. The lighting within the abbey had been carefully arranged to create an atmosphere of solemnity and celebration. Ancient stone columns stretched toward the vaulted ceiling, while modern lighting techniques highlighted the architectural details and ceremonial elements that would play crucial roles in the upcoming coronation ceremony. The coronation ceremony began with the solemn processional music that had echoed through Westminster Abbey for centuries during royal occasions. The Wales family sat in rapt attention as the ancient rituals unfolded before them, each element of the ceremony carrying deep historical significance and symbolic meaning. William and Kate exchanged subtle glances, both fully aware that they were witnessing the ceremony that would one day be performed for William himself. The children displayed remarkable attention and respect throughout the lengthy ceremony. Prince George followed along with the printed program, occasionally whispering quiet questions to his parents about the various elements of the service. His genuine interest in understanding the ceremony's significance revealed his growing awareness of his future role within the monarchy and his determination to prepare himself appropriately. Princess Charlotte sat with perfect posture, her eyes wide with wonder as she absorbed every detail of the magnificent ceremony unfolding around her. The pageantry, music, and solemn rituals clearly captivated her imagination, and her respectful attention demonstrated the careful instruction she had received about the importance of such occasions. Her presence added a touch of youthful grace to the ancient proceedings. The music that filled Westminster Abbey was extraordinary, with centuries-old hymns and specially commissioned pieces creating an atmosphere of reverence and celebration. The Abbey's world-renowned acoustics carried every note to perfection, enveloping the congregation in sound that seemed to connect them directly to the divine nature of the coronation ceremony. The Wales family clearly appreciated the musical elements, with Kate's background in music education evident in her attentive listening. During the most sacred moments of the ceremony, when the crown was placed and the oath administered, the Wales family maintained absolute stillness and reverence. These were the moments that transformed ceremony into something transcendent, and their respectful participation helped create the atmosphere of solemnity that such occasions demanded. William in particular seemed deeply moved by witnessing the transfer of monarchical authority. Prince Louis, despite his young age, showed remarkable patience throughout the lengthy ceremony. While he occasionally shifted in his seat or looked around at the magnificent surroundings, he maintained appropriate behavior that reflected well on his family's guidance. His presence brought a human element to the formal proceedings, reminding viewers that even royal families navigate the challenges of keeping young children engaged during lengthy formal events. The international guests surrounding the Wales family represented the global reach and influence of the British monarchy. Foreign royals, heads of state, and diplomatic representatives from around the world had traveled to London specifically to witness this coronation, underscoring the ceremony's significance beyond British borders. The Wales family's interactions with these International dignitaries showcased their diplomatic skills and their role as representatives of modern Britain. As the ceremony progressed through its various stages, each rich with symbolism and tradition, the Wales family demonstrated their deep understanding of royal protocol while maintaining their authentic family dynamics.
Kate's gentle guidance of the children, William's obvious pride in the proceedings,
and the children's genuine engagement with the experience created touching moments that humanized the grand ceremony. The moment of crowning itself created an atmosphere of profound reverence throughout the abbey. The Wales family, like every person present, seemed to hold their breath as history unfolded before them. This was the culmination of centuries of tradition, the peaceful transfer of monarchical authority that represented stability and continuity in an ever-changing world. Photography and television coverage captured the Wales family's reactions throughout the ceremony, creating lasting images that would define public memory of this historic day. Their expressions of respect, wonder, and family connection provided some of the most powerful visual documentation of the coronation, showing how the ceremony affected not just the new monarch but the royal family who would support and eventually succeed them. The ceremony's conclusion approached with final blessings and musical selections that had marked royal coronations for generations. The Wales family prepared for the processional that would lead them from the abbey, knowing that they would emerge into a world that had fundamentally changed during the hours they had spent witnessing the creation of a new reign. As the coronation ceremony reached its magnificent conclusion, the Wales family prepared to participate in the grand processional that would lead them from Westminster Abbey back into the London streets. The transformation in atmosphere was palpable, as the solemnity of the sacred ceremony gave way to celebration and joy. The newly crowned monarch led the way, followed by the royal family in carefully orchestrated order that reflected both tradition and the future of the monarchy. Kate rose from her seat with fluid grace, her outfit having maintained its perfect appearance throughout the lengthy ceremony. Her poise and elegance had remained constant during the hours of formal proceedings, and now she prepared to step back into the public eye for the celebration that would follow. The way she gathered her children and coordinated with William demonstrated the seamless teamwork that had made them such effective representatives of the modern royal family. The
children's energy had clearly been renewed by the
ceremony's conclusion and the anticipation of the celebration to come. Prince George walked with new confidence, having successfully navigated his first major royal ceremony as a more mature participant. His behavior throughout the day had exceeded all expectations, showing his readiness to take on increasingly important roles within the royal family structure. Princess Charlotte practically glowed with excitement as they prepared to leave the abbey. Her perfect behavior during the ceremony had been rewarded with the prospect of the carriage ride back through London's celebrating streets. Her natural charm and grace had been on full display throughout the day, winning hearts and providing glimpses of the remarkable young woman she was becoming. Young Prince Louis had reached the end of his considerable patience for formal ceremony, but his excitement about the celebration ahead was infectious. His parents' gentle guidance had helped him maintain appropriate behavior throughout the day, and now the prospect of waving to crowds and participating in the public celebration clearly energized him. His presence had brought warmth and humanity to every moment of the formal proceedings. The processional from Westminster Abbey created a river of elegance and tradition flowing through London's historic streets. The Wales family's carriage held a position of honor in the parade, reflecting their status as the future of the monarchy, while allowing the public to celebrate their presence and contribution to the day's success. The careful orchestration of the processional showcased the pageantry that made British royal ceremonies renowned worldwide. London's streets exploded with celebration as the royal procession emerged from the abbey. The crowds that had waited patiently throughout the ceremony now erupted in cheers and applause, creating a wall of sound that expressed the nation's joy and approval. Union Jack flags waved from every possible vantage point, creating a sea of patriotic color that stretched as far as the eye could see along the procession. The Wales family's carriage became a focal point for the crowd's enthusiasm as they made their way through the celebrating streets. Kate and William waved continuously to the throngs of well-wishers, their genuine appreciation for the public's support evident in their warm responses to the crowd's energy. The children joined in the celebration, their obvious enjoyment of the Public's reception adding to the day's joyful atmosphere. The journey back to the palace provided countless memorable moments. As the royal family interacted with the celebrating crowds, every window along the route was filled with spectators. Every rooftop hosted viewing parties, and the streets themselves were packed with people who had traveled from across Britain and around the world to be part of this historic celebration. The Wales family's ability to connect with these crowds while maintaining their dignity created some of the day's most treasured memories. As they approached the palace, the scale of the celebration became even more apparent. The mall was filled with a sea of people stretching from Westminster to Buckingham Palace, all united in celebration of the successful coronation and the bright future it represented for the monarchy. The Wales family could see that their balcony appearance would be the culmination of a perfect day. The successful conclusion of their coronation participation had demonstrated, once again, why the Wales family had become such beloved figures in British public life. Their combination of respect for tradition, genuine warmth toward the public, and authentic family dynamics had created exactly the right tone for this historic day. As they prepared to make their balcony appearance, they carried with them the satisfaction of having perfectly fulfilled their roles in one of the most important ceremonies in British royal history. Their day at the coronation had showcased everything that made them effective modern royals: their understanding of tradition, their ability to connect with people, their dedication to duty, and their genuine love for each other as a family. The images and memories created during this historic day would endure for generations, marking their emergence as the definitive representatives of the monarchy's bright future.